Hi and welcome. This is Pack Rat speaking, and I want to personally thank you for taking the time to stop into the channel and for your interest in checking out this product review. The product that I am going to review today is made by Leatherman. And Leatherman is a name that I've personally come to trust for offering high quality multi-tools that are made with excellent workmanship, and Leatherman definitely functions. Whether I'm using it in the shop, in the field, wherever I use it, my Leatherman has never failed me. If you watch my channel often, you know that over a year ago I did a review on the Leatherman Surge, which is one of Leatherman's largest offerings in a multi-tool. This is a pretty chunky tool. It's heavy. It's got a ton of functions on it. And my recommendation of the Surge is just as strong today as it was a year ago or over a year ago when I made that video. It has continued to function flawlessly for me. And so today I'm going to go total extreme opposite end of the Surge. If there's some scoffers out there, get ready to scoff at me, because the tool that I'm going to review today is the Leatherman's lowest offering, which is the model Kick. Let me turn that the right way for you. Okay, Leatherman Kick. If you're familiar with the Kick, you know, like I said, it's the cheapest of the Leatherman line. However, cheap in price because it has less functions, not cheap in quality because it offers, I believe, the same quality that you would expect of any Leatherman tool. I picked this up a little while back, and the reason I picked it up, I didn't actually go looking for it, but I walked into Bass Pro, and they had the tool there for under 20 bucks. It was like 19 and change with the sheath, and when I saw that, I just couldn't resist it. I had looked at the Kick before as an EDC tool, just something lightweight and simple that I could carry, and I'm really glad I picked it up because it has really performed well, and I have used it a lot more than I anticipated. In fact, since getting the Kick, I've carried the Surge very little, just because this tool is so lightweight, and whenever I need a tool, this one seems to always have exactly what I need available. So I know there's a lot of guys out there that probably are just getting into this type of thing. Maybe you don't own a multi-tool and don't have a whole lot of money to go out and spend, because Leatherman products are not cheap. Maybe the Kick is a really good starter tool for you and something that you can use. Or if you're looking to downsize or you need a lightweight tool, then the Kick might be a great option. So that's why I'm taking the time to review it today. And hope you guys will be interested, and I will get started on the review. Just before I get into showing you the actual tools on the Kick, I wanted to give you a side-by-side comparison with the Surge, just so you could see the difference in size. It's roughly about an inch shorter overall in this open position, but if you look at the difference in the girth of the Surge compared to the Kick, there is quite a bit of difference. It's just a much lighter and what I would think is a more friendly tool to carry for everyday use. If you do notice on the pliers, they're basically the same thing. The structure of them are exactly the same. It's just that the Kick is a little bit smaller. But the quality of the milling on that steel is just as good on the Kick. In fact, I think the pliers come together just a little bit tighter here at the end if you compare the two. And I know my light's glaring a little bit, but this being the Surge and these being the Kick, they're just a little bit tighter, I think, coming together there. So you're not losing any quality by taking a step down to the Kick. There's some real distinct differences between the Kick and this series of multi-tool versus the Wave and the Surge. Let's talk about those real quick, okay? We see that the pliers are roughly the same, but when you open up a blade on the Surge, it actually locks in place. Okay, I cannot fold that. The only way I can close it is by pressing this button here, and then I can fold my tool. Now, when we open up the Kick, and I open the clip point blade here, I want you to listen. You hear that little click. It does lock into place, however, there's no push button to disengage. It's actually spring steel right here at the on the frame of the actual unit, and that actually holds the blade in place, but you just push it firmly to close that back up. So it's a little less secure, but it does lock into place somewhat. As long as you're careful and aware of it, it shouldn't be a problem. And there's one other major difference here. If you notice, with the Surge, it's closed, and I can open up that clip point blade no problem without opening the pliers. If I want to open that same blade up I have to open the pliers with this model to actually get to the blade. And then once I engage the blade, then if I want to close the pliers back up and use it closed, then I can do so. And that's the case with all the tools on this particular unit. So it's a little bit more work to get to the tool, but that's the price or the trade-off, I guess, for a lighter weight, smaller unit. So wanted to mention those just before I get into the tools. Okay, let's get into the specifics of the kick. First of all, I'd like to mention that it is made of 420 HC stainless steel. If you're an expert on metal, you know that that's not the highest quality steel that's made. However, it should be more than adequate for a multi-tool that is designed for light duty use. So as long as you take care of it and you don't abuse it, it should hold up just fine. One other thing is the inserts are Zytel, and it's designed that way. You can see actually that they have the finger grooves so that it'll be comfortable when you're working with the pliers. And my personal opinion, when I squeeze down on this, it's comfortable. It doesn't bother my hand at all. So it doesn't bother me. I've heard some people that dislike this Zytel, feels uncomfortable to them, but personally it feels comfortable to me. It doesn't bother me at all. Okay, let's look at the tools. First of all, the pliers. You have your needle nose pliers right here on the end. Okay, self-explanatory. And then you also have your traditional pliers where you could grip hold of a bolt or whatever you want with that right here. Okay, and then you also have your wire cutters, which are right here. And when you're cutting single strand wire, let's give you a demonstration of that. This is like a thick strand or single strand wire. You can fit it right here on the end, and it snips it off with no problem. I'm not going to waste my wire because I might use this for something later, but just to show you, it cuts effortlessly. Okay, and it also serves as a wire stripper. I'm going to show you that too. Engage it in that little piece, and then I turn the wire just to get a good cut on the cover of the wire, the insulation, and then there you go. So you can see how easy I strip that. So that's the pliers. You've got 4 parts there: needle nose, traditional pliers, wire cutters, and wire strippers. Moving on to the next tools that are on this particular unit. On the inside here is a finger groove where you can engage the can opener / bottle opener. Alright, take a look at it right there. Very simple design, tried and true. Let's see how it works. Of course, this wouldn't be complete if I didn't give you a demonstration, right? I don't want to just show you. I want to show you how well it works. That way you'll know if you want it. And I would share these oranges that I'm opening up with you guys, but unfortunately there's no way to share food through YouTube yet. You get the idea. I'm almost about 2/3 of the way around the can. A little out of practice. I hadn't opened a lot of cans lately. So you can see the can opener works great. And I don't have any bottles to open, but this would definitely work as a bottle opener as well. Our next tool on this side is one of the most useful ones, and that is the Phillips screwdriver. I'll give you a good look at it here. And what makes this particular one unique is Leatherman actually produces an attachment and a spare bit kit which you can attach onto the end of this Phillips screwdriver to put other bits up there, such as flathead or different ones. So they actually make a set for this, and I actually plan to purchase that when I get an opportunity to do so. But simple Phillips screwdriver. It's about a number 2 Phillips, I believe, but really nicely machined. Always a handy tool. Let's look at the other side. Probably my number 1 used tool with this is the clip point knife, which is it's 2.6 inches, I think is what the specs say. It looks like 3 inch to me when I measured it, but Leatherman says it's 2.6, so I'm going to go with their number. But it's just a standard clip point blade, and it actually comes quite sharp from the factory. Let's test it on some 550 cord here. There's a piece of standard 550 cord. No problem with that. Also, was testing it while ago on some inner tube. This is bicycle inner tube, like you would make buddy bands out of. Piece of cake, and just cuts right through that. This comes from Leatherman with a really good edge on it. Just to give you another little demonstration. No problem, cuts right through that inner tube. So I definitely like the blade on this. That's come in very handy. Okay, next tool is slotted screwdrivers. You got a small one here, just a standard small slotted screwdriver, which could also be used for other things as well. It could be used as a pry bar, or use it for scratching, like a scratch awl. You could use the corner for that. And then you also have a large, which would be more suited to prying than the smaller one, I guess, but you have a large blade screwdriver as well. So you got two flat heads. And now there's one more thing in the side of the tool, which is not a tool, I guess. It's a lanyard ring. It's just kind of an odd thing. I can't see myself using a lanyard on this particular tool, but some people may, and it's there in case. That's it. We've covered every tool on this particular unit. One other tool that I almost failed to mention was the 8-inch ruler, which is a trademark of Leatherman tools. They always come with measurements on part of the tool. And then also you have a 19-centimeter ruler on the opposite side. But these, because of the placement of these, they would be very easy to use if you were in your shop doing some woodworking or something like that. Could definitely get your measurement by using your multi-tool in this fashion. Just to quickly mention the sheath, which is definitely noteworthy. One of the cool things about this is when you have your pliers open, maybe you're working on something where you're going to be using your pliers back and forth. Maybe you're on a ladder and you're doing some, stripping wire, that type of thing, and you don't want to have to open and close, open and close. If you have this sheath on your belt, it actually accommodates the open pliers. And there's a little hole here at the bottom that allows the needle nose to poke through, and your sheath will actually fasten. The Velcro actually latches with the pliers in the open position. That's very cool. Like I said, I can see myself doing some wire stripping up on a ladder somewhere, and this would give me the opportunity to use my pliers and not have to close them each time. Also, one thing I noticed on the sheath is the top portion of this Velcro is not sewn, just on the sides and the bottom, so it leaves a little pocket there. Maybe you could put a bit or something like that, attachment there. And there's also storage here in the back of the sheath. I don't know how well you can see that because I've got a black background. Let me give you a white background to see. There's a little pocket here, elastic, so you could put a bit set down in there as well. There's a definitely nice quality little sheath here that comes with the tool, and I like it a lot. It's very comfortable. It has just a standard belt loop on the back, and it also has the option for carrying it horizontal. However, you would have to be using a thin belt. Maybe a 1-inch belt at the most would go through there. You could probably get a 2-inch belt through if you were carrying it in this fashion, which is normally what I do. So anyway, this is giving you a good look at the tools and the functions of the Leatherman Kick. If you have any questions, feel free to send them to me. I'll be happy to answer. But for under 20 bucks, I do not see how any company could produce a better tool. So again, this is PackRat556. Again, I appreciate your time and interest and your support as always. God bless you and yours. Take care until next time.